I'm having a trouble. There we go. I'm fine. Hello.
Trouble averted.
It's time for Cobblestone. Cobblestone, the last match of the evening. The last match of the evening between these two sides as well, obviously, since it's the last match of the evening. Dignitas should have a good time of things here. Maybe a surprise victory for Mousesports in the previous match. Would you agree?
Yeah, to some extent. I think it's a surprise in how they accomplished the victory, because it's generally quite smooth. There's only really one big sort of hiccup in their game, and often I think when I watch Mousesports games, I see a lot of hiccups, and if they have that gives them a close game, or if they lose, it's because it feels like they sort of, I don't want to say they threw it away, but it feels like it's small mistakes that they shouldn't be making that kind of threw it away. And a team of their caliber, you don't expect that, and that's generally been Mousesports. I think we described it as them not being so good in those moments when you have those micro decisions. When you're playing against a good team and that good team does something and forces you into that mid-round call or some mid-round calls, and it's marginal. It's hard to make the decision. A very top-level team always knows immediately how to react. Sometimes Mousesports, you see them make a mistake in that moment, and that's when the other team starts coming back. But last map, there's only one hiccup. They managed to recover very, very well. In fact, Dignitas never got back into it as soon as it switched off. So Mousesports can keep that form up. This is going to be really interesting, especially because this is such a good Dignitas map. I would never expect Dignitas to lose against Mousesports here, but maybe that is possible with the context of the match.
loWel's actually running with his pistol out all the way into the B bomb site. That's terrible behavior. chrisJ, look at the information, man. Runs out, gets a pick, sees 3 players as well, but doesn't see the bomb. So they aren't going to go on some mad rotation. But NiKo's going to join chrisJ as he's the only person over towards the A bomb site. What do you do now, Dignitas? You know the bomb has not been seen. I think a smoke is being deployed into NiKo's position. He'll go forward rather than back. Spots 2 players. Denis and loWel are looking to rotate as well, but they still haven't seen the bomb.
Where the bomb at? There the bomb at. cajunb on the B bomb site with that plants. And look at RUBINO's forward position. Mousesports are so slow to this knowledge. And even Magisk is still just causing issues towards A. He's just still sitting there. He's probably going to take down chrisJ as well. He's just hanging out there. Finally just get taken down by Denis. And now RUBINO is just sitting there waiting to see what exactly is coming his way. And this is really important that cajunb stays alive. He's baiting, but the trade is immediate and it all falls to pieces. But at least they got a bomb plant. I mean, there's always that.
Yep, they got a bomb plant. Curious as to what they want to do, though, because Dignitas being a team who can exploit utility better than most, what they will choose to do in this round and the next. All we see so far is the purchase of a P250, so it seems that they will go for the AK buy after all. No surprise forced by shenanigans in this round. chrisJ will have Denis for support, at least in the early stages. Deep Molotov, but the T's are going straight through it. Again, they haven't invested much, just looking to run this round out quickly. Early disappointment. They still have control of the bomb. Just Glocks. And that 1 P250. Success is not coming their way on this round, but they won't be terribly concerned. That was a round where they're looking to get lucky with some damage. Just 2 kills for Dignitas now, but indeed the AK's come out, and they've got a lot of smokes as well.
Indeed, all the smokes in the world to play with. It's always a good situation to be in on this map. Dignitas have all the plays to go to, and it's going to be. I'm just looking forward to when we start seeing, if we start seeing some anti-ecos, anti-force splash from them, because it's just so cool to watch them work in those rounds. They're so structured on Cobblestone. For now, though, we see Dignitas with the majority of their players towards the underpass area, towards the A bomb site. There is only one man there because, as far as Mousesports are concerned, this is still the early round timing. This is still the anti-rush timing. So they have 4 players towards B. Now we'll start to see, I think, 1 player coming back towards A for Mousesports. Indeed, that will be Spiidi. You can see he's now moved towards the double doors. And he's just checking the deep angle. And as far as the defense otherwise, it's Denis just sitting in danger by himself. A very tough position. You can see a flash out there to help Denis peek. And in comes the push.
The smoke though, the smoke has landed above the door somehow. It hasn't actually smoked off the door at all. The choke point is still open. RUBINO getting taken down. They're not even by the door, but that's something that the Dignitas need to worry about. The frag still coming away with the CTs. Lovely pop flash coming in there. Finally, the T's got a frag, but it's cajunb alone with 30 HP versus 3 Mousesports players. That is a completely failed push, to say the least.
One thing that used to surprise me about Mousesports back in the days, and that could still be quite true with this lineup as well, is that they always had an ability to get a lot of rounds on their CT sides of Cobblestone, and it's a very T-sided map. So that's always what made an interesting dynamic with Mousesports matches on Cobblestone, is that they could always get those CT rounds. And we've seen them with a great CT start. So here comes a quick rush, all the grenade. Oh, it's going to be so meaty. Man, that was everyone dead in about less than a second, surely.
They had a double grenade as well. chrisJ threw a second one and killed 2 people with 1 grenade. So we see that one come in. We see the second one bouncing.
Oh, yeah.
Clean out 2 players. Bounce with me, as Buster Rhymes would say. cajunb on a TAWP. No armor for him. That's an interesting one. And he's headed towards the B-bomb site as well, so he will be vulnerable to grenades. Unless there is an early pick. Okay, here's a good one. That's a good one for cajunb. This might be a surprise for NiKo, should he go into the angle, but will he? Hot flash over the top to make it safe, and indeed the grenade does 86 damage, and then he gets shot in the face. This is a bad start for Dignitas. Both in score, both in this particular round. Denis with a two-man spray down. This is glorious for Mousesports, glorious!
Oh, yeah. That is an amazing start. Config, he did big stuff in the previous map for Dignitas. Honestly, it's very possible for him to make... Oh, I was going to say it's possible to make a clutch, but then in his peripheral, we see Spiidi's helmet pop up in the distance and take his time lining up the shot. So no, not to be... But yeah, that was just a beautiful situation. NiKo, he read the play, potentially saw the boosted player. You can see the pop comes in. There it is, and he knows there's got to be a guy below him, gets the wallbang angle, and then that double from Denis was just the stars aligned for Denis there. And now you see the Tech 9s, Kevlars, and Smokes. Tech 9 rush on to B, the old classic.
Waiting for the Molotov to go, one would presume. NiKo, though, knows something is amiss. Now we see the stream of grenades flying in. Perhaps an AK to be picked up. Magic's boy's going to collect it. And now the T's will move into the site. But Spiidi's going past the smoke. He doesn't want anything to be planted on this round. Two men down for Spiidi. And again, another round. I mean, it's 6-0 already. It's 6-0 already.
Is this a Mousesports game we're watching? Look at the money. NiKo's on 15k. Obviously, you have to spend money. You'll go down to like 10k this round, or less than 10k, like 9k. But still, it does look like it's just Mousesports day. Everything is working out perfectly so far for them.
Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday.
So chrisJ with another nice opening for the team as Mousesports continue in their dominant ways. If we see a fast Mousesports game on Cobblestone, I will be beside myself. I will not know. I mean, how do you? What's that? That's not how. What? How does this work?
Who or where, who, what, where, why?
Where am I? Is this a dream? Mousesports is Denis pushing through the smoke. What is this boulder dash?
Yeah, this must be somewhat of a shock to MSL. Not a good day for Dignitas so far. RUBINO has always been the man for Dignitas on this map. He's been the man who's just carved everyone up on the B-bomb site.
Oh my god, they're getting wrecked, James.
RUBINO's got 1 kill in 7 rounds. MSL's got 1 kill in 7 rounds. cajunb has got 1 kill in 7 rounds. And it barely gets better beyond that.
I mean, RUBINO, when we saw him moving there from the broken wall, that's a RUBINO play. That's like where you often can see him sometimes just get 3 kills. Quite often he can get like at least 2 kills there. That's not too uncommon for him to do. There, he got 0. And we see the tactical pulse coming out of Dignitas. It just really shows you that how this match is going right now. Mousesports must be so happy at the moment, like in such good spirits and such good. Their psyches must be, so brimming with confidence at the moment.
They've got so much money on the CT side. loWel hasn't died once. Spiidi and Denis have died once. chrisJ has died a few times. NiKo's died a couple of times. They have got so much money. Denis is literally losing money by staying alive because he'll just keep getting 16k. He's losing money, Dad, because they're having too much success.
I want that problem. Wait. No. I don't. Doesn't quite work the same way in real life. So, and just generally, no, never mind. So 7-0. We had the pause from Dignitas. They've got the Tech Nines. They've got a couple of smokes. We need to focus. Need to get on the same page. 7 rounds CT side already is very scary. Mousesports, they have so much money. We should at least expect a couple more, even if Dignitas turn things around. That's a good start. Is the weapon recoverable? It's up to Mousesports, I suppose. Oh, the distraction is causing problems.
Spiidi was lucky to get away with that one. But then where is loWel? He is still around the bomb site and...
He's guarding the weapon, that's really important.
They don't know loWel's here because look at MSL's position. They don't expect anybody to be behind. loWel switches up to the AK. It is a nasty surprise coming in for one of these players. Maybe it's loWel because he's going to get a headshot. Down to a 2 versus 2, and that is an AWP and an AK to be collected by these two players. RUBINO trying to get some work done, and Spiidi needs to buy time for the rotation from NiKo. There it is, but he can't get anything just yet. Brings out a grenade, but Config's ready for it, and finally Dignitas get onto the scoreboard.
That's one of those spots where it's like you want to throw the nade so badly, like you just have to throw the grenade, but you shouldn't throw the grenade, James, because you are heavily exposed. You are heavily exposed. And, well, Dignitas able to claim a round off the back of that timeout. But Mousesports, they double up the AWPs. Double AWPs, NiKo, chrisJ, AWP. AWPity AWP. Let's go.
Double. Double, Michael Bublé.
AWP doppio. Doppio is double in Italian.
MSL taking the bomb towards long A. Got Config in tow. cajunb holding angles. chrisJ looking for those angles. Greed, gluttony. Denis smoking long off, and that's going to pull Spiidi away from the B bomb site, which it could still be a B bomb site, although Magic's boy and RUBINO probably looking for an A split. Dignitas making no bones about their audio cues over towards long. And now NiKo's going to start to get aggressive towards B and see what is going on in that tunnel. Nice hold by Denis. He's going to back off, taking some damage. He's got his team back onto even numbers at the very least. And now there's a full rotation coming in from Dignitas, and it's repositioning. Not going to work out, though.
Not going to work out, no. This is looking quite scary. Okay, well, that's... Might as well save now, I think. Mousesports down to 2 players. The money must start to be getting pretty badly affected here for Mousesports. The money can't be in the best place ever right now, surely. They bought double up this round. They've got
6k plus on most players.
Wow, that's actually insane.
But that could disappear pretty quickly for the CT side. So even, I mean, if it was the T side, yes, they should press on. But the CT side, not so much. It's a lot more expensive for each person to buy. And again, that money can disappear very quickly indeed. I think it was Device who did a buy yesterday and spent $7,100. And that's not even upgrading his pistol, for example. So in 2 rounds, you can spend almost all of your money, essentially. Of course, he was rocking AWP, but they bought 2 of them in that round, as you mentioned, Dan. So money-saving experts.
Doing it again. They're going double up again.
Alrighty then, a change of approach.
Well, it didn't work last time. Let's see if they can make it work this time. chrisJ goes for the similar peek as to what previously has given him a frag. Actually, it looks like he's not liking it. He's going to go for a boost of his teammate instead and hold a more passive angle. Let's see how this setup works. It's curious times for both Dignitas and Mousesports because this is where Dignitas could start to make some inroads. If they're able to win this round, they can start to really recover.
They need to win another round after this, though, because there's still money for the Mousesports side before they break them. But then by that point, Mousesports are Their loss bonus is so high, they still got opportunities to have a reasonable round. A bomb spotted. chrisJ's got to be careful about the danger position, but he's got Denis covering his front rather than his back.
The bomb is lost. It is completely lost, James.
Indeed it is.
It's completely lost. Look at where the rest of the Dignitas are. This is really bad.
cajunb, though, has opportunity because now Mousesports don't have the angle to peak that position, and Magic's Boy has weakened things yet further because there's a flank to be had. But Spiidi's on the A side, so he can hold angles for his team. But how does chrisJ? I mean, he's basically got to stand here. Otherwise, surely he dies. No, somehow he just knows too much about AWPing. Maybe he had a scope, and it's Spiidi revealing his position now, leaving RUBINO alone, blind, and very dead.
Wow, that round lived and died by the A push, the A long push. Lived and died by A long. That is kind of crazy. And Dignitas, they do have enough money to get another buy in there, but this is certainly a nice spot for Mousesports to be in, because again they can buy even if they lose this round now again. So, and they're in such a comfortable position already. 8 rounds. This is really interesting right now, because I'm not even incredibly confident that Mousesports on their T side are going to deliver an amazing T side. I would be more. I feel like it's more normal to see a better CT side out of Mousesports on a Cobblestone, to be honest. Which is, you know, not many teams I'll say that about.
This is an important round for Mousesports to kill Dignitas again, kill the round, win the round, but they can't just win. They need to do big damage. So far, so good for the CT side. Dignitas will be down and out of money should they lose this round. Man, disadvantage already. NiKo's got to be careful. Again, double AWP. RUBINO waiting for an opportunity. Oh, he is absolutely on fire. And I'm not sure if NiKo would have heard that from his position. Careful peek. Doesn't want to overextend. And now we've got Dignitas backing off towards the A site. They've made the right play in terms of the numbers game. 4 versus 2 over here. Spiidi is the rotation man around the connector at the moment. And again, Mousesports have got 2 people deep into B now, and they will eventually see that nobody's there. Maybe Spiidi will head towards the A site. It begins. Denis in a boosted position, 1-for-1 trade, and chrisJ delivering now. Spiidi, can he get there fast enough?
Yeah, looking good here on the entries, but they are down on men, but Mousesports have to creep forwards. But they know that time is against the Dignitas side, that they have to go for the plant. Magisk becomes incredibly important here because they know that RUBINO is likely stuck on the bomb site. Making the cross is very hard to do. But Magisk, he is the question mark. Is he a long or is he on the ramp? loWel is about to find out. He's going for the peak. He finds Magisk. He calls it. Oh my god, Magisk able to correctly predict exactly what's going on. And that leaves it upon NiKo with the P250 in hand. Here he goes, looking for the frag. RUBINO locks it down. And that's going to be a very important clutch from both Magisk and RUBINO.
Crucial round from Mousesports. But they have another opportunity to put Dignitas back in the bin, because they have to buy so much in this round. 5 rounds between the 2 sides. Mousesports still in the money, but that money is getting further down, and their loss bonus has been reset as well. So opportunities for both teams to crush the half or claw the half back. Great start from NiKo.
Yeah, nice timing pick there. And I almost want to go back to that Magisk second kill. That was just godlike stuff. But it's time to move on, as NiKo seems to be moving on. Are they going to challenge here again? Looks like he's warded them away.
It's hilarious. They're taking turns with a flashbang to peek the same angle.
Yeah.
chrisJ overextending towards long. And NiKo has lost the AWP shenanigans towards B as well. Problems for Mousesports. We may be heading towards Eco Town.
Yeah, really big problems, to be honest. Because the Eco Town is where Dignitas can get real damage done. That said, it's much more impactful earlier into the half as opposed to later, when they can get more out of the big economy they can generate from such clean anti-eco play. But yeah, Mousesports, they still have a possibility. I mean, loWel, he's got a good position for a couple kills, but you would expect with Dignitas, with so many players left alive, to be able to effectively deal with this position. It's one of the more dangerous ones. It's one of the ways your round can go wrong. So surely you think about it. loWel's just peeking there. Perhaps didn't expect the smoke to dissipate so quickly, and nothing else to do for Denis.
Oh, well, he was staring at it long enough.
Did look a bit kind of like he was. Oh, I'm in the open. Looks kind of like that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he expected a Molotov to eventually come from Dignitas, so he's trying to jump the gun. Again, they are a respect what they can do with utility, so it might be that. But yeah, Mousesports heading towards EcoTown after all, so Dignitas, maybe they can bring this to a 7-8 half. That would be quite dangerous for the Mousesports side.
Yeah, honestly, for me, a winning condition against Dignitas is having like 10 rounds on your CT side. Like, you need to have at least 10 rounds on your CT side, if you're Mousesports at least. Just because I don't feel like their CT sides are just particularly impressive. In the past, their T sides have lacked a lot of good calling, I think, or good guidance. And some of the structure that we see out of teams like NIP, out of Dignitas as well, but also teams that are able to mix both of those, like SK. SK are a good example of a great Cobble team because they're able to mix both the highly technical as well as the highly individual. And that's where Mousesports should really want to be. That's where you want to aim to be. So Dig with the smokes here, just harassing. This is going to be, of course, one of their anti-ecos. The thing is, though, they may not know for sure whether or not Mousesports have another buy. So that's another thing to bear in mind here. It's quite hard to keep track of the money at this point.
Especially when you start 7-0.
Exactly, yeah. You start 7-0, it's very hard. How many buy rounds do they actually have with the loss bonus and so on?
They should have identified it by now, though, just with all these constant peeking from the CTs over towards the B bomb site. There goes NiKo. Magic's may hear some rotation into the drop on his own. It'll work out though. There was a smoke there in fairness. Oh dear, that's good work. Over towards B. The bomb's on the floor now. Spiidi still alive. Magic's searching for him. Potential crossfire for the CTs here. Not going to work out though. chrisJ. Oh yes, it is. chrisJ got 17 HP though, and he can't really escape this position in either direction. You can see he would be exposed, so it maybe was inevitable that he would fall at that point. Good damage done though by Mousesports, and now they'll be back on the buy as well.
Yeah, they will. The funny thing about it is that you do wonder, or at least I'm wondering, how many, if they didn't go double up like 3 times in a row when they were losing rounds, would that have, they surely would have been able to get another buy-in, just through the nature of how many double up setups they went for. It's quite interesting. I do wonder how that mathematics works out. Rarely in that situation, so now at least we're going to see whether Dignitas can close another buy versus buy against these double ops. cajunb already tagged down to 13, not a good start. And I think, are we going to see aggression here from Mousesports on A? It doesn't look like they're going to be doing any setups like that. And they're not going with those A-long setups, which previously were quite successful. Config's actually is pressing his way around A-long for Dignitas, finding information. So RUBINO with this forward position here, there's so much you can do with this. He becomes so much of the playmaker for the Dignitas side. And what he's able to accomplish really tells us a lot about what his team are able to do, whether he just dies or if he gets some openings here. And NiKo's on this angle too. This is scary stuff.
loWel's holding an angle on the plateau, and MSL's the forward man with the bomb. So he's got to be careful about what he wants to do. Oh, NiKo stopped looking towards the drop now. They hear the grenades being primed, and there is the bomb. That's the information. Spots RUBINO as well. Multiple targets for him. He'll go down. And everyone's focusing on Magic's boy. He's been dispatched of 2 more to find. Pot shots being taken. The no-scope onto cajunb. That looks quite ridiculous. And now it's config through the door into the double peak. Mousesports get another round. But there's money for Dignitas to buy in this last round of the first half. The AWPs, though, may be missing unless config can drop one. And he can. He's got loads of cash.
Loads of cash to splash. It's always good. It's interesting. This is a really interesting. I mean, I feel bad for Dignitas today because they're having a rough day, aren't they? Having a really rough day so far. Deep A-long setup from Dignitas, rather from Mousesports. My mistake. So they've gone back to this one now, and it is much more forward than they've been doing. Previously, the most forward they had was actually that round with Denis, boosted up by chrisJ, actually, when they played 2 men. They've even got a third, actually. They've got Spiidi sitting on the underpass area. But Dignitas are going for what looks like it can only be, or end up being a B play. Now, Mousesports don't have a great setup to deal with this. They have 3 players closer to A.
NiKo spraying through the smoke, not find anything over there though. And yeah, this is, look how long that rotation is going to be for the Mousesports side. This gonna be bad.
It's okay, James. NiKo only has to kill 3 people. That's all he has to do. That's all that's required of him.
He's actually managed to split the defenses up because he's had that smoke down, forcing MSL to push through it, but the kills will still eventually favor the T's. Dignitas taking the B bomb site. Everyone on the wrong side of the choke points now for Mousesports. Magic's boy over, lovely angle around the boulder. The reverse angle, you don't normally see that. loWel spots the arm of config, but gets wrecked. So 6-9 will be the score. 9 rounds though, Mousesports can't be mad at that. But again, I don't know if they won, I think maybe 1 round with the double aughts. The last one.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it did seem like, oh, we can afford this, so we should buy it. It did seem kind of like that, as opposed to, this is working out well for us, we should buy it. It seemed like those are 2 different things right there. Because, yeah, once the double aughts did come out, we didn't really see much in the way of round victories for them. And, I mean, it's hard to say if that was because of the double aughts, may not have been at all. But either way, it was expensive. That said, it was an expense they could bear. And also that said, Dignitas got 6 rounds in the end after a very poor start. So let's see if they can get even more here with a good start on their T side. Already Dignitas will be spotting the movement here of the T's. MSL popping one, doesn't even have to break the vent to do so. Oh my god, it's just a torrent, a flood of blue in the kill tracker as not a single man from the Dignitas team dies.
Damn! That is a pretty good start for Dignitas. That's the start they needed. Mousesports didn't get the start that they needed, or anything at all, really. They got nothing done in that round. Weirdly, okay, we have a late buy in T-Spawn because NiKo bought himself a deagle, of course, and the rest hadn't bought anything else. But now we see something more. Spiidi flash smoke, but is there a plan with this flash smoke? Or is he just off on his own? One rudimentary pop flash to start peeking into the drop zone, but what do you have beyond this? I think they're just simply playing for picks. And there's a pick. So far, so good.
Yeah, deagle's always dangerous. Always dangerous. Mousesports looking to get even more done with them, and now they have the more forward positions. Oh my god, Denis! You are savage.
This is not the kind of map where this buy works from Mousesports. This is, or maybe they're becoming experts at this. This should be more difficult. loWel's picked himself up an M4, and he's got Kevlar as well. It's almost even terms. NiKo is completely undetected. And this is going to pieces for Dignitas. If Mousesports can win this round, it's arguably even better than winning the pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. It is better than winning the pistol, I would say. Especially if you consider that they're doing it against the CT economy. Because it's so difficult. I mean, again, in an unusual situation, it's so difficult to win CT rounds. But let's see if MSL can save this somehow before we go into that.
He's got no kit.
No kit, no hope. NiKo peeks out. MSL could just try to wallbang him, but oh my god, straight in the face.
Jeez. This guy is too good, man.
Well, I mean, okay, so back to the point quickly. You're against the CT economy, and the CT economy is already more fragile than the T economy, and it's a map where the CT economy is even more important than even like other maps. Like maps like Nuke and even to some extent Dust 2, you can get away with more. But on Cobblestone, you need the ops, you need the full utility to have a proper defense. And right now, Dignitas, they're going to go for the force buy. They don't want to allow Mousesports to get back into this and deny their economy. But if they lose this round, they have no money for so long, and their first buy round is going to be not sufficient as well. So they're going to constantly be in a position of disadvantage against Mousesports.
Dignitas are carrying a lot for Mousesports to deal with. I would like to have seen some more CZs. Oh, cajunb gets one. I don't think he wants to overpeak though to try to pick NiKo off as well, because he's got more people coming in this direction. Disposing of the weapon, always smart. Getting a meaty grenade in there. RUBINO looking away from the flashbang, and he gets the kill. The CZ, always powerful. Yeah, this is a dangerous round for the Mousesports side. The CZ continuing. 4 bullets, RUBINO. Choosing to give up the fight. Doesn't need to win the map right here, or in the round rather. cajunb. Oh, there we go. Back and forth. Only picks up a UMP though. NiKo and loWel. NiKo's in dangerous waters HP-wise. They will go together now. Or will they? To play the numbers game. 29 seconds. They kind of need to get a move on, or NiKo. I mean, sometimes he likes to make plays where it's like, you guys stay here. I'm going to go and kill people. And this might be one of them. A gamble is being played. loWel getting the kill now, splitting towards A. This might just work out, but he needs to run fast. Where is the CT on the site? There's cajunb hiding behind. He has no idea. loWel has no idea. He's got 7 seconds to plant the bomb. And cajunb can just hide. And that's GG. The round has been won by Dignitas. How?
Oh, man. It's... oh, very nice, though. It survives after time, at least. Oh, man. What a weird situation.
Do you think Denis should drop an AK? He's got 3,000. I think you should drop an AK to a teammate.
Yeah, let's do this.
Denis, what you doing? Okay. I didn't see the buy come in. Galil, that could work as well. And utility.
Galil and AK and M4, Deagle and a Tech 9. But look at Dignitas' buy as well.
I know, right?
It's so funny. And this is the reason why, like I was saying, how bad your economy is as a CTs. That buy is still that bad in this situation. Man, this is such an interesting round from that perspective. Max 7s are going to perform, I think, quite well here, though, generally speaking. I mean, obviously, the areas where they aren't really necessarily being challenged. It's a drop zone at Max 7 and also a deep A long position for the other Max 7. And that's largely circumvented initially by this push-up underpass. cajunb, though, I mean, that was very ambitious from chrisJ. I mean, chrisJ would not have had anyone near him for support, even if he somehow got up there.
MSL, indeed, this is very good territory for a Mag 7, but that peak angle is a little bit too far to guarantee the one and done shot. But maybe the damage is enough, because this is a long way from the low ground to the high ground, and cajunb is the king.
Yeah. I'm still... Well, NiKo is going to be able to get a frag here, but he's just no idea about magic. This should be an easy frag. And, oh, it's unfortunate he couldn't get to safety for the bomb plant. And it's down to Spiidi now. He's got no Kevlar. But yeah, I still just wonder about chrisJ's position there. He's got no teammates anywhere near him, and he just jumps up into a bomb site that can only have... He's going to get shot from somewhere. He's no idea where. So that's okay if you have your team with you, or if you have a trade fragger with you to do something with it, then it's okay. But that was never going to happen. So I just don't know what the plan was there from chrisJ, or if it's a miscommunication or what it was. But it didn't work out for Mousesports, that's for sure. So Mousesports now on a save. So in a position where they could have had so much, we see them, you know, trip over their anti-force buy, and you know, from good play from Dignitas as well. And now Dignitas are one round from evening things up.
That is a big clawback for Dignitas. Very shaky territory. MSL needs to be careful. He's very close with these engagements, getting his bell rung, but there's a 3 kills for him. Win stand his ground. Move back, just take the gun away. Collected by loWel, see if he can do any damage. No time to reload the gun, and cajunb will take it away. Throw it to his teammate, get rid of the scout. Nice! 10 to 10. chrisJ on the AWP. Everything's a fight for between these two sides, and boy, are they fighting.
Fighting indeed. We like fighting.
NiKo and Spiidi towards B early. Oh, the Magic Spot and MSL are really deep.
This is going to be pretty interesting. And the information is there for chrisJ. The info's there, but the nades are there for MSL too. Late smoke, but that's okay. It's going to be able to look at his back now, which is very important. You can see he's very aware that there could be, oh, he thought that was covered, but still gets the kill. Looking for the trade fragger behind him, but there is none. His smoke still cut off that angle. And Dignitas, they're coming out massively ahead here. Mousesports have entered a very desperate spot. They need NiKo they need somebody to make a play. Someone has to open something up. It would be best, I think, if it was NiKo, because that would really confuse the situation. That would allow the players on A to actually just stick around there. And once NiKo is causing some havoc, maybe he gets a one-on-one, and that he could win.
See,
but this is the other option, just go together.
NiKo's jumping to suggest that he's dropped into the drop zone. See if there's a reaction from RUBINO. So RUBINO, happy to hold his angle for the time being. But now he's unsure if anybody's there or not. And that will catch his attention. And now NiKo makes his way in. RUBINO's got his... Oh, man, sit down. 3-3. All the T's on the way. MSL's on the flank, though. If Dignitas can... Well, he's got one flash onto MSL, so they can't really slow down this advance. chrisJ almost taking his teammate down, but the MSL, the flank, has been cut off, leaving cajunb around the rock on his own. I think they know where he is as well. And there it is. Mousesports take the lead again and put Dignitas' money once more in an awkward position. This is really tight. No idea who's going to take it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice, really nice entry from NiKo there, winning that one-on-one. That was really critical. And now it's Dignitas with a weak economy again. MP7 on the config. Good old MP7. Souvenir MP7.
Gunsmoke, like that.
It's actually a souvenir MP7, nice. Okay.
50 Gunsmoke is quite nice.
We've got Magisk alone, more or less, on a long, and he's got a bunch of Mousesports players on the approach. chrisJ scanning with the AWP, looking for anyone, and there's no one to find just yet. We've got MSL as well with Magisk. Now they've combined, and they are playing passively. Oh, they go for the boost. That's great. I love the boost there. That's a really nice spot. A really nice spot to play from. I love these setups. Will it work out, though? That's the question. It's usually nice to have a silencer up there, but whatever. It is all good. Look how many Mousesports players there are here now. There's 4. They're swarming. They're beginning to swarm the A bombs, or towards the A bomb site. There's a lot of work here for Magisk and MSL to do.
But Mousesports, you wonder about the time. 40 seconds. The bomb's trailing far back, which on this occasion is fine. MSL looking away just in case of some flashbangs. Double peek coming in from Dignitas. There's, oh, okay, one kill. MSL just about gets it, picks up the AK as well. See what he chooses to do. There's a threat that he can go for the flank, but he's pop flashing for his teammates. NiKo taking RUBINO down in the meantime, and Spiidi will shut MSL down. No more flank for Dignitas.
This is really close. Still a big opportunity here for Dig to get back into the A bomb site, as we've got chrisJ actually moving into underpass, or he was actually going there from danger, but now he's going back towards A long. So very interesting how he's going to be able to help NiKo here. Maybe NiKo does not need help. Seemingly that is the case. NiKo will assassinate cajunb, and that's going to be config then saving his AWP, because the Dignitas economy is in a very bad place.
TikTok, we'll see if NiKo makes it off the site. He looks good for it. 12-10. And indeed, Dignitas got a measly $1,900 for this, so they're around 2K each. There was nothing in the bank. They have not enjoyed the spoils that Mousesports did in the first 7 rounds of the first half. Right, let's see how far Mousesports can take this anti-eco time. But actually, Dignitas don't have, they can't, unless they chose to force, which would be dangerous at this point, they can't really afford any dangerous pistols. We've got the boost coming in, but the config boosted all the way, looking for the deep shot. Normally, you just stand on your teammate's head instead. The problem with getting boosted as well is that if he doesn't deliver, that AWP is irretrievable. But there we go. He's rotating his position entirely, as one would do when you're the only person with a gun and it's an AWP. Expecting Mousesports to go the other way, but they're just chilling, as Mousesports like to do. They'll take their time while that AWP is alive. Slowly moving towards B.
Very quiet right now. Mousesports will start to announce their presence though. 50 seconds left, so they're leaving themselves with decent amounts of time. As you see NiKo dropping in the first man. The first man. Maybe all the man that's needed. Just got config coming in now from the double doors. Not the best position ever for the AWP. He's going to have to basically kill so many players here. Just don't have enough of a reload time to deal with that. It takes way too long to reload that gun. And 13-10. Mousesports might actually do this. I don't want to I don't want to call it because obviously this is actually so close and there's so many marginal rounds that it's really impossible to call, but it feels like, I mean, they're finally getting quite close to this. Even though chrisJ, I don't think he's really had the best game that we've seen out of him recently, but Spiidi stepping up, NiKo's obviously playing well as usual, and Dignitas, they're on a buy where they've got limited grenades. They don't have a kit, they don't have a single defuse kit. That's actually can often be a very big problem in rounds like this.
I don't know why Dignitas chose to go for a 3 versus 5 retake with 2 USPs and an AWP when they're buying in the next round and now they don't have an AWP and they're already limited on the utility. And if they save that AWP, then one player could have more grenades as well as the team having an AWP. So I think they should have tried to abandon ship once they realized that Mousesports were entering the B bomb site. All things considered. Denis picked off early in this round. Maybe Mousesports not out of this just yet. Why not? chrisJ in the drop on his own with his AWP. Might need a teammate to boost him back out again. And that's exactly what's happening. They can exchange places. Nice stuff.
Who is it that loves doing that? Was it Peter? I can't remember who it was. Some AWPer. Oh, Mixwell. It's Mixwell that loves to do that. Spiidi defends well, though. You can see the flash comes in to try to eliminate what was perhaps the weak player, but no, the weak player is gone. And Ace is looking great right now for Mousesports. They're just eliminating player after player as they make these entries into the B-bomb site. Nice trade comes in from MSL, but he's got so much more work to do. Magisk now alone, spotted as well. These players who remain are very low, and they have to get the bomb, but loWel wins that one-on-one. He's been doing great work. And now 14-10 is the scoreline. $3,000 all around. Dignitas need a save round. They can afford to go for a bit of a half buy, but they need a full buy next round.
They can spend $1,000 because maximum loss bonus is coming in. So we've got 5-7s, we've got a CZ, we've got a Deagle. That's good. Good stuff. CZ so good on this map. MSL picking the long ranges with the Deagle. Not going to work out for him. Magic Spoor, the only man now towards the A site. So we can expect another slow round from Mousesports. They've got a lot of utility, especially Molotovs, important, especially with all the corners on Cobblestone. There goes config. Again, long ranges. cajunb will take his place with the P250. Little Point peeking the long ranges of that. And again, Mousesports, they're just waiting for more Dignitas players to push while they have the time with which to do so.
But it's fine. There's only 3 left. What is the worst that could happen? NiKo will be the one to go fourth, as is the usual, and he's going to find an elbow, a shoulder. And now that elbow and shoulder is no more. So this is basically over, and Mousesports are going to move on to match point pretty soon here. Mousesports getting a 2-0 against Dignitas when the maps were Mirage and Cobblestone, I don't think I would have ever predicted that, to be honest, especially with the recent context of Dignitas and their resurgence, or, well, in fact, not even resurgence. They've been doing better than they've ever been doing.
Considering Mousesports are the bottom team on the table as well, if they are to win this, then, I mean, things just get even more insane.
Yeah. It's a good point. I mean, they could save themselves out of the relegation spot, which is really important. Let's see how that works out in the end, but 15-10 indeed, and as you mentioned, there's so much money for Dignitas with that maximum loss bonus coming in this round. They will be featuring an auto sniper. An auto sniper will come out onto MSL, and cajunb will be AWPing. So maybe the auto sniper can be the mix-up that's required to get Dignitas back into this one, to get them 5 rounds straight.
I still Just wondering why they just threw the AWP away.
Don't dwell on the past, James. You must move on. You must move forward.
It's very confusing. We've got NiKo very deep towards the balcony. I mean, now you've got the AWP. This is something, when Mousesports were on the CT side, they chose aggression, whereas Dignitas are playing the kind of pick people off as they move into the site idea, at least over towards the B-bomb site. So far, so good. 2 players being picked off for Mousesports. Spiidi harassing the drop. RUBINO's good for now, though. Not too close to the Molotov. Spiidi maybe sensing a hole, looking to jump through in connector. That's going to work out for him. Now he's waiting for somebody to peek him from B. He's waiting for a reposition. He's got chrisJ in the drop as well. He won't be ready for RUBINO's position. Yes, he will. Of course he will. It's chrisJ.
What bang is he going for? Insanity. Absolute insanity from chrisJ. Spiidi finding one as he goes through fourth to connector. And now there's big issues here for Dignitas. Losing players left and right, but Spiidi will be traded in the end, which does limit the options here for Mousesports. They've got to go in with just one avenue of attack now that it's just Denis alone against the masses as he tries to push forwards, but it's not looking good. He has been effectively deflected by Mousesports, and there it is. We get 11 to 15. One more round, and all picked up. The auto sniper lost, but the AWP instead.
Mousesports match point number 2. Everybody in good money, good buys, good spirits. If they lose this round, though, they may have to eco one. So auto sniper gone in favor of the second AWP. Mousesports with numbers towards B, not charging straight in though, but again they're going to start creeping through the smoke. NiKo's going to take some damage, not shy about revealing his position. The Molotov behind a tree, always a great one. The flashbang, and he's still on fire. MSL has no idea where he is, and he will simply fall to the flames. 2 men down for Dignitas. This is a shock of a start to the round. RUBINO pushing forward, but he can't get anything done. 2 players left now, and they haven't got a single kill just yet. It looks terrible for Mousesports, for Dignitas rather. It looks spectacular for Mousesports. Delightful, in fact. 16 to 11, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0, very delightful for Mousesports. Well, I mean, they just brought a much better game here today against Dignitas. I think as well, Dignitas, again, it's not their day. Didn't do well at LAN, had a very disappointing result there as well. So, yeah, just not Dignitas's day. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, really good start there for Mousesports. 7-0 could have potentially been worse. Chose double ops, didn't work out for them. But again, I think they normally with double ops, well, even with the one up on B, you're going to play around the statue, around the chicken coop. But NiKo wants to go for the picks there, so they played the high risk routes with the rounds they have. But anyway, enough from me. Halvor has his opinion as well to share with us.
Yeah, so a quite surprising victory coming out from Mousesports on Cobble, a map that they previously haven't shown too much dominance on. In fact, they've had a lot of struggles with their T sides. Their CT sides is what I want to focus on, though, because that's been one of their more consistent things. And already, well, for the better part of the CT half, they relied on aggression, something that James mentioned during the later stages of the game as well. So we've got one round to show you here on the drawing board, and it's pretty much going to be one of the many ways that Mousesports dealt with, well, more or less your cookie cutter default coming out from Dignitas. And as you can see, normally in Dignitas and how we describe their way of playing their defaults is that they creep out slowly and just grab nooks and crannies of map control bit by bit. And they do so by spreading out fairly thinly, as you can see, RUBINO and MagicBoy over towards the B-bomb site here, and we've got the trio of cajunb, config, and MSL over here. Now, they're just going to go run out and basically throw out their initial grenades, try to create some sort of a reaction from Mousesports early on and see if they can draw out utility, basically, which is going to come to their benefit afterwards. But the thing here, and what Mousesports did really well, is that for the better part of the early first half, Chris and Denis were very aggressive towards the middle area. You'd constantly see Denis poking around this middle area, at one point even ran through a smoke to find a kill. And Chris on his end, whenever he had the op in hand, he would always go aggressive, take the initial peek here to see if he can find an opening for them. And this time around, they do something different. And this is, instead of Chris committing to the long peek in A-halls, he groups up with Denis. They create a bit of a tower here on the ledge that's, you know, not going back to passively and giving up that map control that Dignitas so desperately want. And it also allows them to have good tabs on what's going on Dignitas and if you're Mousesports, which also allows you to commit more heavily towards the B bomb side and still have time to get rotations over towards the A bomb side if things go wrong. And with this, with no initial aggression coming out from Mousesports, it seems like Dignitas feel like this is a safe opportunity for them to actually attack towards the A halls. And we're going to see that, well, that's not the case. With half aggression coming in from Mousesports, they're going to find 2 people from Dignitas, and it's also going to drop the bomb on MSL here as they push in. And from that point on, normally if you'd given up this area here, right here for Dignitas, they would have the opportunities to basically set up for a perfect A split where you can smoke off connector or smoke off balcony, depending on what you want to do and well, how much pressure you want to put on with the 2 players towards B. But with the bomb going down and everything, it ends up being a retrieval mission for Dignitas. And this entire area that they've created for themselves and the space they've gotten in drop zone doesn't really matter anymore. And I actually like the fact that Chris and Denis, normally I would say that be happy with the advantage you've gotten, the 2 kills you've gotten, and leave the bomb in that kind of situation. But they decide to go a different route, sticking with the 2 players in the middle area and A-Hall's area, just being a bit of a turret and initial line of defense, while they had Spiidi rotating off, completely ignoring this drop room area and leaving NiKo as the sole defender towards B. And I think that's an okay solution in this kind of a scenario. So this is just one of the many ways that Mousesports were able to disrupt what would normally be a very strong default coming out from Dignitas. And for the better part of it, they played way better than I ever would have expected them. No, but like just judging from recent performances. So it's a very uplifting sign from Mousesports. And with the addition of loWel, they just seem to be becoming more and more of a stable team, which is really good to see.
Yeah, that was maybe the best I can think I've seen Mousesports play Cobblestone.
He sounds perplexed. He sounds confused.
Yeah, no, I think James, just like me, has flashbacks of Mousesports doing a lot of weird stuff on Cobblestone.
Yeah, we did some crazy casts of like 5 overtimes in a major, I think, with them versus CLG, I think it was.
Was that?
Do you remember that? And it was
when
like
Nix was still in the lineup.
Yeah. It was kind of mind-blowingly. Both teams were making so many mistakes. It was hard to recover from that. But yeah, it's great to see this progress from them. I agree as well. When we saw loWel come in, I didn't know what to expect. But it does seem to have added a stabilizing element so far. I mean, so far so good. Obviously, I think calling is always going to be maybe a little bit of an issue, but hopefully they can progress with that as well with time.
Let's have a look at the leaderboard and see how these shock victories have impacted things. Mousesports were in the look at how weird is that leaderboard right now. Fnatic and Nip in the bottom part of the leaderboard. This is redonkulous. In fairness to NIP, they've got some games in hand. Godsent escaping the clutches of the bottom at the moment. And you would have thought maybe Godsent and Fnatic would be the other way around a few weeks ago, but here we are. This is very interesting indeed.
The funny thing is, I mean, just how tight it is. I mean, that's one thing to remember. Like, you see where NIP is, you look at the rank, but then also if you look at the points, they're only 2 wins away from exactly being where G2 are, which is number 4. They're only 2 wins away from that. So that just goes to show how much is left to play for now.
I think Dignitas had a great opportunity to leap up the table. Now they've got G2 have got 2 games in hand over Dignitas, and they're on the same points.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen at this point.
And not just that, because Mousesports get away with this, get away with 2 victories in this matchup, that allows them to still have an opportunity to qualify. So even though it doesn't look like it from the leaderboard because they're pretty far down, those 2 matches can skyrocket them into a position where they can end up with that 4th place. Or potentially 3rd place, depending on how Astralis do. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Astralis' last 2 games are versus Godsent, I want to say.
They got 4
G2.
games.
I think Astralis played their last 2 games versus G2. So obviously there's a big battle going on there. Yeah. So basically, nothing is going to be certain until the very last day, which is Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. That's totally awesome. And so what are these guys all fighting for? They're fighting for positions in the finals. Those are in Anaheim, California, and they're coming up early December. Anaheim.csgoleague.com is where you can find the information and the tickets. If you're a student, you can go free, or if you've got some cash to splash, you can go VIP for $75. Anaheim Convention Center is where these qualifying teams at least, will throw down. That's gonna bring our broadcast to an end for today. We're gonna leave you with the next episode of matchmaking from Top Hat Waffle. See you tomorrow.
This time